Hello, I'm recording the Simple Cute House, step one, creating the house shape. I have Cinema 4D here open, and the first thing we're going to do is create a cube. This cube here is a parametric object. You can adjust the shape by moving on and clicking directly on that little orange dot there, and that will allow you to change the shape of the object. You can also, once it's put in, you have your objects menu here, and then you also have your objects here. So I could type in 190, 180, and I'm just highlighting the field and typing in the number 180. Okay. So then we've got our object. We can move around the scene by clicking on this, or your 1 allows you to move around. I'm holding down on number 1 and my left mouse button at this time. 2 allows me to dolly in and out, and 3 allows me to rotate. Now again, you can do that same thing up here, in and out, in the upper right hand corner. Allows you to move around. Now there are 4 buttons. We've done this button, dolly in and out, rotate. This one allows us to go to 4 views. So you have perspective, top view, front view, right view, and those are all ways you can get in and manipulate the object. Now the next thing we're going to do is duplicate this for our basic house shape. One way of doing it is by, well, you could just add another cube, or we can take this existing cube, hold Control, and drag down. Or you could do a right click on it, and I always recommend having a 3-button mouse for doing most of these things. You can copy and paste, so those are multiple ways of doing it. Now I have that cube, you only see one here. Why? Because it's on top of the other one. So we're going to move it over. I've set up my F keys to allow me to go back to full view, rotate. Okay. And we are in object mode, move, scale, rotate. Okay. Then we also have point mode, edge mode, and polygon mode. We're going to use those right here. I can double click on that and say right house. And I'm going to say left house on here because we always label our objects. Okay. So then I'm going to hold Shift and select them both, and we can come over here and you can make editable. I got this menu by doing a right click, or you can click on this little object up here and it says make editable also. So once I've done that, you can see I no longer have those properties here. It's because this is a polygon object. But what that allows me now to do is select edges, and see how this one's kind of pointing in the wrong direction. I can also come up here and go to world view, and that'll allow me to go up with that, and then click back, and then go to object mode, and I'm going to hit my T key to go to scale and scale that up. Now when I do that, the one thing you got to be careful is, look how this one's lower than that one. So I'm going to go E and move that up a little bit so they're right there together. Okay. Another way of moving it is also on the axis mode. We'll make one smaller. The other thing I like to do, F1 to go back, 3 to rotate, is to go to display Gerard shading lines. Or it gives you the shortcuts here, NB. Okay. So that's our display line. We did in polygon mode. Now we want to create the roof line. So I'm going to come in here and let's go. This is our polygon object here. That's the right we moved. On the left side now I want to come over, get the polygon object, Now I could just hit a rotate on this, but see what it does? And especially be careful of this. See how I just clicked randomly and now it's really screwed up. So I'll do Command Z to undo. If I hit just the green, it should rotate, but see how it's also rotating this wall too. So Command Z to undo. You can also go to undo here. Okay. What I'm going to go do is go to edge mode, and we've got these little lights here. I'm going to hide that. Go to this edge mode, go to my move tool, go back to world axis, move it up, turn this back on to see our two shapes. Now I want to make it a little bit longer on this side, so I'm going to click on this one, my live selection, and then move it along the Z axis. And then I'll probably adjust it a little bit on this one. So make sure it's orange, that way you know it's highlighted. And you can move it around. Alright, so next I'm going to hold that one, making sure that's clicked. Shift, click on that. I'm going to do a right click and do a inner extrude right here, or NW, or just I. Okay, extrude inner, and I'm going to go make the roof line, and then I'm going to go extrude and extrude it up. So we have the beginnings of a nice roof. So that's the basics of this. Again, 1 to move around, 2 to zoom in and out, 3 to dolly, and you can move around and look at our basic house shape. Now what's the first thing we need to do at this point? Save. So always go to File, Save Project As. I'm going to go to my Dropbox, Cinema 4D files, Architectural. I'm going to do a new folder and call it Simple Cute House. Name my file Simple Cute House. Make sure it's in there. Hit save, and we've completed step 1. So I'm going to stop recording, and hopefully I'll have time to do the other 9 steps for this 10-step project. Thanks.